Welcome, friends. Today we're going to spend about 5 minutes together exploring one of the most important manuals written by the great Burmese scholar monk Venerable Ledi Sayadaw. It's called the Vipassanā Dīpani, the Manual of Insight, and in this session we'll look at 3 things: the purpose of insight meditation, the stages of Vipassana knowledge, and how insight leads to liberation, Nibbāna. Let's begin with the purpose of insight meditation. Vipassana literally means clear seeing. It's the practice of observing reality as it truly is. Unlike concentration practices which calm and steady the mind, insight meditation is about wisdom. It's about seeing impermanence, suffering, and non-self in every moment. Why do we practice insight? Because without it, we remain caught in delusion. We cling to things as if they were permanent, satisfying, and belonging to us. But when we look closely, we see that everything arises and passes away. Every sensation, every thought, every perception is conditioned. And when we see this clearly, craving begins to lose its grip. Think of it like holding sand in your hand. No matter how tightly you squeeze, the grains slip through your fingers. In the same way, insight shows us that clinging to experiences is futile. They cannot be held. This is why insight meditation is so important. It cuts through the illusion of permanence, it weakens craving, and it opens the door to freedom. Now let's move into the stages of Vipassana knowledge. Ledi Sayadaw explains that insight unfolds in a series of natural stages. These are not abstract theories. They describe the living journey of the mind as it awakens. At first, there is the knowledge of rise and fall. We begin to notice how phenomena arise and cease. A thought comes, a sensation appears, and then it fades. This stage often brings joy and rapture because impermanence is seen vividly. Then comes the knowledge of dissolution. Awareness shifts to the constant breaking down of phenomena. Everything dissolves. This can bring both clarity and a sense of urgency. Next is the knowledge of fearfulness. Seeing dissolution leads to fear. All conditioned things are unstable. There is no refuge in worldly phenomena. From fear arises the knowledge of danger. We recognize that clinging is a trap. Attachment is dangerous because it ties us to what is unstable. Then comes disenchantment. The mind turns away from conditioned phenomena. A deep weariness with samsara arises. After disenchantment, there is the knowledge of desire for deliverance. The meditator longs for release. Practice intensifies with renewed energy. Then comes reflection. The mind carefully considers the path, balancing effort, mindfulness, and concentration. This leads to equanimity. Profound balance arises. The meditator neither clings nor resists. The mind is steady, clear, and calm. From equanimity, insight deepens into conformity knowledge. The mind aligns with the path, ready for breakthrough. Then comes change of lineage. The ordinary mind crosses over into noble path mind. It's a moment of transition. Next is path knowledge. This is the direct realization of Nibbāna. Defilements are cut off at their root. Finally, fruition knowledge, the bliss of liberation. The meditator rests in the fruit of the path. These stages are like stepping stones across a river. At first we see rise and fall, then dissolution, then fear, danger, disenchantment, and finally equanimity and breakthrough. Each stage unfolds naturally when mindfulness is sustained. Now let's talk about how insight leads to liberation, Nibbāna. Insight is not an end in itself. It is the path to freedom. By seeing impermanence, craving loses its fuel. By seeing suffering, attachment weakens. By seeing non-self, the illusion of I dissolves. When craving and ignorance are uprooted, liberation is realized. Nibbāna is not something far away. It is the cessation of craving here and now. When insight matures, the mind lets go, and in that letting go, freedom shines. Think of a fire. As long as fuel is added, the fire burns. But when the fuel is exhausted, the fire goes out. In the same way, when craving is exhausted through insight, the fire of suffering is extinguished. That is Nibbāna. So today we've explored the Vipassanā Dīpani. We've seen the purpose of insight meditation, clear seeing. We've walked through the stages of Vipassana knowledge, the unfolding of wisdom, and we've understood how insight leads to liberation, the realization of Nibbāna. This manual is not just a text, it's a guide for practice. If you dedicate time each day to observing reality as it is, you too can walk this path of insight. Thank you for joining me. May your practice bring clarity, peace, and freedom.